What's happening?
Hello.
It's me you're looking for.
What is up, my queer history lovers? Hello, what's up?
Welcome to our last episode!
To queer drunk history. Babe, how much fun have you had making this series?
I've had a good time.
There are so many people we can tell you about that you probably never heard of.
No, but
because we never heard of them, and these are just 8 that we randomly chose to talk about.
But that's the amazing thing is that like there are so many queer historical icons out there that like we've only told you about 8, and there are so many. I'll just to say thank you so much for entertaining us while we've done this series. We really hope that you've enjoyed it because we really have. We really have had a fun time.
I hope that you've learned something too. I really hope that when you click play, you're like, I've never heard of this person, and that you leave wanting to do like more research and find out more about this person on your own, because that's the whole point.
Okay, now get to the story.
Okay, now I'm gonna get to the story. First of all,
mushy-gushy.
I feel mushy-gushy though.
We want some free foot content.
Back! Wait till at least we're done with the episode. Jeez. Alright, cheers.
Cheers.
Tonight,
this is actually fucking delicious.
We're drinking Gin Slings, and I'll tell you about that later.
Gin Slings?
Bittersweet, but here we are, the last episode. And tonight, we are talking about José Sarria.
José Sarria.
José Julio Sarria is also known as the Grand Mère, the absolute Empress de San Fransisco, and the Widow Norton. He was an American political activist from San Francisco, California. My boy Jose was born in San Francisco, and I think that this is our 3rd icon who is like in the San Francisco area, which is not surprising.
I think that you're right. California's with it.
Our hero, José Sarria, was born in San Francisco on December 13th, 1922. Since José only spoke Spanish, he was sent to a private school until he could learn English. From an early age, my José started to wear female clothes, and his family indulged him. They weren't like, that's weird. They were like, yeah, do you, José.
Aww, yes, I love that. That's how it should be.
I know, like if we could only have more parents like that. And they allowed him to do that, and occasionally he even went out dressed as a girl in his youth because they didn't care. I'm like, sure, do you? He studied ballet, tap, and singing in his youth.
I love it.
So his family, I feel like, I just like really feel, because as a Catholic, like Spanish, Latin family, like there are certain rules, but when someone like really embraces you and you defy those things, that's really special. And
is that how you feel with like Papa?
Yeah, my abuela loves me no matter what, and I really feel so.
I knew you were gonna start crying!
I love to cry.
I knew it!
Anyways, my abuela loves me and I love my abuela, and okay, this is not about me.
Our abuela's gonna be a bridesmaid, just saying.
This is not about me, this is about Jose. Okay, anyways. As a teenager, Jose enrolled in Commerce High School, where he took advanced classes in both French and German, which brings his total languages up to 4. He's got French, he's got German, he's got Spanish, he's got English, he's unstoppable. So because he had a knack for languages, that actually led to his first serious relationship with a man, which was a man that he was tutoring. He was a Polish man, a Polish refugee who fled from the Nazis, and he was teaching him English. And Jose's family opened Jose and his, I'm gonna say boyfriend, but it was never said boyfriend, but like his open relationship with this man with open arms. They're like, come on, you're part of us. So after that, he grew up a little bit, and then the time was the attack of Pearl Harbor. Following that attack, Jose desperately wanted to be a part of the army. He wanted to help, he wanted to be a part of it. However, he was under 5 feet tall, so he was like way too short to do most things. You have
to be over 5 feet tall to be in the military?
I guess. Like maybe, I don't know about now, but like back then it was like, I don't know. I don't think they could put him in the front lines. They could put him in other positions, but it's like He wasn't the ideal candidate. Let's just say that. So when he was told that he was too short and he couldn't be part of the war, what did he do, Hannah?
He said, fuck that, I'm still gonna try.
That's exactly right. And he seduced a major who ended up approving his enlistment.
What?
Because the major was like part of the San Francisco recruits. So he was like seduced him and he was like, yo, you're gonna let me in. And that major was like, I got connections, you're in. I know, sexy.
That's incredible.
I know. And because he was fluent in many languages, Jose was assigned to the intelligence school, but after a background check, they denied him. And it was never said outright, but Jose assumed it was because they found out that he was homosexual. And Jose says, quote, I mean, I had no list, but I wasn't the most masculine guy in town. So I think that they figured out that I was a little bit gay, end quote.
Oh.
And following his military service, he returned to San Francisco where he would frequent the Black Cat Bar. His sister and he would frequent the Black Cat Bar, and they both had a crush on this like certain waiter, and they had a cute little bet going, being like, who's gonna get this waiter in bed with him sooner? And
He and his sister?
Yeah. And who do you think won?
He did.
Obviously, Jose won, and Jose got the waiter in bed before his sister, and he and that waiter became like a legit lover, like a legit relationship. Because of his lover, Jose eventually was a waiter and had like shifts and worked at the Black Cat Bar. Long story short, Jose entered a college in San Francisco ultimately to be a teacher. But because he like ended up getting arrested for solicitation, like once that was on your record, you couldn't be like a teacher or like a person who worked with kids or a prolific figure.
Oh.
So he had to drop out of school and he was like, God, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So a friend of Jose's was like, well, you should come to this drag competition where you could win money. So Jose was like, bet, I'm doing it.
There, count me in.
So Jose won second place, which also included 2 weeks.
In his first drag show?
In his first drag show. He's a very pretty guy, so I can imagine like when he's young, dressed up in makeup, like done.
Aww.
So he won second place, but that also meant that he earned 2 weeks worth of pay doing like live performances and stuff. That was part of like the winnings. And then when he realized that he had like a knack at this, he said, quote, I decided then to be the most notorious impersonator or homosexual or fairy or whatever you wanted to call me, and you would pay me for it.
Oh shit, that's fucking right. That is the attitude I'm motherfucking talking about.
That's it.
Let's go, Jose.
It's like, you love me, but you're gonna fucking pay me for that shit. Eventually, Jose became a hit, and he started booking full-time shows and started singing full-out operas in his natural high tenor. Because, you know, he was
a tenor.
Yeah, because he was like trained as, you know, a singer,
dancer,
dancer, and all that. So
That's right.
he could actually sing.
Yeah.
He did that for forever. And then Jose fought against police harassment, both of gays and of non-gay bars. Usually when gay men were arrested in like the bar raid era, their names would still be printed in the newspapers. Their name,
That's scary.
Yeah, they would still be printed in the newspaper if they pled not guilty. So to avoid all that publication, a lot of gay men would just plead guilty because they didn't want all their shit out there.
Knowing their
Yes,
stuff.
of course. Yeah. But Jose encouraged them to just plead guilty and go for a jury trial, which not a lot of men did at that time.
Interesting.
And because of his advice, there was like this uptick in gay men who were like, no, I'm not gonna just settle. Like, I wanna go to trial. I wanna go to trial. I wanna go to trial. And so because of that, he ended up forming the League of Civil Education in 1960, and it was a homophile organization that ran educational programs on the topic of homosexuality and provided support for men being ostracized for being gay and for those that were caught in police raids.
Wow.
So like all the men that were just like at a bar trying to just have a good time who ended up being arrested because they were gay, Jose was like, no, I'm gonna start an organization that's gonna fight specifically for this, because this is not correct.
Wow.
Right? So that's background on Jose. We haven't even gotten to his gay claim to fame. All right, baby, get ready for this. In 1961, Jose became the first openly gay candidate to run for public office in the United States. Sit with that for a minute. Sit with that.
He became the first. Wow.
To run for office in the entirety of the United States. This is 1961. Many people did not want to be seen publicly endorsing a gay figure, but he ended up doing it and he ended up succeeding, right?
What do you mean he ended up doing it?
Like, he worked really hard to get like the bare minimum of signatures he needed to be like, put me on the ballot officially. And by the time that they were like, okay, you're on the ballot, you gotta like show up, I don't know, at fucking Congress, whatever. He didn't even own a suit to show up at Congress. He only owned drag clothes. So he had to borrow a suit from a friend. So his main goal in candidacy was to show that the gay population of San Francisco could not be ignored or treated like second-class citizens. That the gays were a powerful force in the city's election, and they were to be acknowledged as such. Jose made great strides toward equality for the LGBTQ plus community in San Francisco, including his founding of the Tavern Guild of San Francisco and the United States first associations of gay businesses. In 1965, Jose founded the Imperial Court of San Francisco. It is a global queer charity organization with over 70 chapters that raise money for LGBTQ causes. They're legit. They like dress in full like imperial outfits. Like they're like royalty. Today, the Imperial Court System is one of the largest queer organizations in the world.
Whoa!
And Jose did all of this activism while still performing in drag at the Black Cat every day until 1963 when it closed.
Jose!
Jose was honored in 2005 with the San Francisco LGBT Pride Celebration Committee's Lifetime Achievement Grand Marshal Award.
Wow.
Jose died of adrenal cancer at the age of 89 or 90 because his birth certificate is like 1 to 2 years off maybe. On August 19, 2013, at his home in Los Rancheros, Albuquerque. Jose's imperial drag themed funeral was held on September 6, 2013 in San Francisco with over 1,000 mourners attending.
Wow.
Immediately following the funeral, approximately 500 mourners accompanied Jose's body to Woodland Memorial Park Cemetery, where he was buried with full military honors. And then one fun fact about Jose and members of the Imperial Court appeared along with other notable drag queens in the 1995 film To Wong Fu, Thanks for Everything, Julie Newmar film.
That's the name of the film?
That's the name of the movie.
Oh, wow.
And they were in the opening scene, and that was so fucking sick. So that is our boy, José Sarria. Cheers for Jose. Let me tell you what we're drinking. We're drinking a Gin Sling in honor of Jose's story, which is a little bit of gin, a little bit of lemon juice, a little bit of simple syrup, and a little bit of bitters. Because like back then in World War II in San Francisco, they would drink the San Francisco, which is a high-end martini, but we ain't got all those ingredients.
Wait,
so
really?
This is our version of that without all those ingredients.
But also this tastes better.
Well, on that note, we are wrapping up this series. Thank you all so much for watching.
We've had so much fun.
We really have. We've learned a lot, and we really hope that you
We hope
have
that
too.
you have learned a lot.
Love you. Thank you so much, and see you next year.
Love you all.
Bye-bye.
Bye.